Well, hi all. Welcome to Fly Fishing with Krazza. Today we're going to talk about selecting a fly reel. It's like episode 2 in the series I'm running on fly fishing for beginners. So I'm hoping some of this information will help new fly fishers get all the gear they need to go fly fishing and be productive and catch a few fish. So where I'll start today is we'll start with the fly line and the rod that you have. So that'll be relative to the type of reel you want. Now I recommended in my last video a 6-weight would be the type of rod that I would start with as a beginner. I started with that and I'm still using a 6-weight in lakes and in rivers. So these are my 6-weight reels. I have a spare spool as well, so that's my floating line spool and that's my sinking line spool that's on that at the moment. So really when it comes to the type of reel that you get, it could depend on the budget that you have, and budget obviously will relate to the quality of the reel that you'll be able to buy. You've got like plastic reels, which is a plastic one that I used to use for my Euro nymphing. It was a good beginner's reel. I've since stepped up. Actually last week I got this for Father's Day. It's a Redington Tilt. It's probably a pretty simple reel. It's nothing high tech about it. The only thing I like about it, it's very thin, and because when you Euro nymph you're not using a lot of line, you probably don't need as much of the line spooled onto it. So that's that. It comes with like weights that you can screw on. I'm not sure if that's really necessary. I'm going to run it without the weights. I haven't used it yet, so it's like brand new. But that's a Euro nymphing reel that I've just bought. I won't talk too much about that. The other type of reels are like cast. You've got cast reels, they're cast alloy reels. The only disadvantage with plastic and cast reels is the casting is brittle. You can remember with our toys, you had die cast toys, they damage really easily. It's the same with these die cast reels. So I try to go for billet reels. Even if you go to the bottom range of the people that sell them, these are called Lamson Gurus. They're a billet reel, they're not cast, and I always thought I'll buy something decent and they'll last a while, and I've been using this one for 6 years and it's still good as. It's getting a bit beaten up, but I can still use them without a problem. So in the end it comes down to budget. So you can start with a plastic one or a die cast reel, and then if you really like fly fishing, just step up to a billet reel. And I mean they can, the price is just, I mean it's like rods, you can pay thousands of dollars for one, but these have worked for me, so I haven't had an issue with them. They talk about balance, you know, you can hold your rod and your reel should balance with your rod. I'm not really sure whether that's a high priority. I find that the lighter the better, especially if you're Euro nymphing. You want it to be light because you're holding your arm out the whole time. So lighter is better. If you can go for a light reel, that's good. What else can I help with? Also, you've got two types of reels when it comes to the frame and the cage. I didn't know this when I first started, but the two types, and I'll just split this one. You've got this one here, which you can see has got like a frame that goes all the way around. So that's a closed cage or closed frame, whereas this one here is an open frame. So you can see it's open, it's not, so there's the two. What I found with the open frame, especially when I was Euro nymphing, the fly line, because it's so thin, actually got caught between the frame and the arbor, and I had a jam up. I didn't lose the fish. I managed to still catch the fish. And I said from now on I won't be getting an open frame reel. So all the new reels that I have will always have the full cage. That way the line, it can't escape. It's trapped in that window. The only difference is when you load up the reel, this is open and it's easy to load. Whereas when it's closed, what will happen? It can cut your line. So easy way to get away with it. You just poke it in the hole there. If I can get it in the hole. There we go. Poke it through there, and then when you load it, it's already inside the cage. So, and that will prevent it getting touched. So you can see that's inside the cage now, and then I just bring it home. So that's that. So I thought I'd mention that because sometimes you don't know about these things. So it was just something I didn't know when I started fly fishing, that you can get them with open and closed cages. So hopefully that helps you with choosing what reel you want to use. The other thing is when you buy it, you've got like a left-hand retrieve and obviously a right-hand retrieve. I mean, I retrieve with my left hand. I like to, because I'm right-handed, I like to control the fish with my right hand, but that's my preference. So that's why I set mine up with a left-hand retrieve. So that's another thing you want to look at. If you buy a new reel from a shop, they will usually set that up for you, or ask them to set it up for you. The other thing with new reels, what they've done, the arbor diameter is a lot bigger. And what that means is when you retrieve, because it's such a big diameter, when you retrieve, your retrieval rate is bigger, because obviously a bigger diameter means you're dragging in more line. So it's a good thing. It'll allow you to bring the fish in quicker. Because the drags are so good nowadays, you can adjust it. So even though it is a bigger diameter spool or arbor, it doesn't matter. The adjustment's so fine that you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be. So I would look at getting a big diameter arbor or spool, if you want to call it a spool, because the smaller spools, just to build up that mass, it'll take you a lot of backing to build up to the diameter that you need. So like I said, you probably want one with a large diameter arbor or spool, and like I said, it helps with the retrieval speed of the fish. Now with the drag's pretty simple. Turn it clockwise and it increases the drag. So you turn that clockwise, the drag, it starts to get, where's that line here? You'll feel it gets heavier. So when I back it off, it's a lot lighter. Yeah, so do it up, it's a lot heavier, it's a lot tougher to pull out. So that's what the drag does. And you don't want the drag too tight, so that when you get a bite, if the fish takes it and it goes to your spool, you don't want it to like jerk and you'll lose your fish. You want to have that drag a little bit loose, so that when the fish takes it, you've got enough tension on the line, but you don't want it to be too loose, because if it's too loose, it'll overrun and you'll get like tangles. So you don't want that. And there you go, it's like a tangle. So you want it tight enough so that the fish can drag it, but loose enough so that it doesn't pull it out and give you a tangle. Now I'll fix that later. But yeah, that's what happens. So when you buy a reel also, and this was a reel that I bought online, and I didn't get the guy to show me on video that what condition it was in. And if you see this, see it's like it's very jerky, so that drag there is shot. It's no good. So if I was going to do that up, it goes tight, loose, and it's a jerky action, and you really don't have good control when you're catching a fish when it's like that. So just be mindful, if you're going to buy a second-hand reel, get them to demo what it's like when they do it, and if you see it jerking like that, stay away from it. It's a good example. It wasn't very pricey, but I think it's great for this video to show you what a bad condition reel is. So yeah, I mean, second-hand has got its pitfalls. If you can afford to buy a new one, always do that if you can. But if you're on a budget and you just want to try fly fishing for the first time, they're just a few tips to look out for. So that's pretty much, did a bit of research to present this video. I hope it helps beginners to choose the type of reel they need. I hope, like I said, I hope it helps you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have enjoyed the video, just like it and subscribe if you like, it'll be great. So yeah, thanks for watching, and God bless. Thank you, bye.